YouTube. Today I'm going to show you how to adjust the carburetor and just get this Poulan wild thing chainsaw running right. Remember, I had a video of diagnosing this problem up about, say, a week ago, and basically all I did was get it started. I put gas in it and some carb cleaner in the cylinder, and it fired up and ran pretty good actually. And since then what I've done is just cleaned out the muffler, which you do that by taking off the two muffler bolts. When the muffler comes off, it'll split in two, the front half and the back half, and then in the middle there's a screen. The screen should be clear. If there's carbon in all the little tiny holes on it, then you need to find a way to clean that out, either with a wire brush or a propane torch. I used this little propane torch I have. You can get these at Home Depot. They're like 15 bucks for the kit. And just burn off all the carbon and whatever's on there and put it back, and that might be why your saw doesn't run right, or it could be for the further problems than that. I have it like that and it still doesn't run right, so I'm going to show you how to adjust the carburetor. To do this, you're going to want to take the cover off. It's 3 screws, one here, one in the back, and one over here. And then get them unscrewed. Sorry. There it goes. And you're going to want to keep the air filter in for this. It's quieter, and it might make a little bit of a slight difference. So for when you're adjusting the carb, the idle screws right here, low screws on this side, high screws on this side. So we're gonna get it started and start adjusting it. Okay, so we're just gonna start the saw, and then we can start adjusting. And to do adjusting, you might need a special screwdriver, but on this one there's slots in the screws in there. And a good idea is to get a little flashlight like this to shine in there so you can see better. So to start it up, since it doesn't run good, we probably have to put it on half choke. Just pull this little bar out halfway there and make sure this switch is on, and then start pulling it until it runs. Give it a little bit of gas. This is warm, so it should start pretty easily. Pull through. Half choke. Get the high screw. Okay, I might need 2 hands to do this and make it a little bit easier, but basically what you want to do is, it's idling decent enough for now, so we're not going to mess with the idle for now. We're going to mess with the high screw, which is the one on the right. And what you want to do is, after you get it started, squeeze on the throttle as much as you can until it, well, as long as it doesn't die. And basically just turn the screw in or out little by little, about 1/8 turn increments, until it runs its fastest. And when it runs its fastest, turn it 1/8 turn clockwise, so turn it back in 1/8 of a turn to get it to run its best. And I'm gonna do that off camera, and I'll show you what I did after. There's a chainsaw, goes up to the carburetor, and runs a lot better. And I adjusted the idle while it's idling. Make it so it runs with the choke all the way in. Don't want them running just on half choke. That's not good for the engine or spark plug or stuff like that. And just adjust the low screw, the one that says L, until the engine runs about as fastest, and again turn it in at the eighth of a turn, just so it runs a little bit better. On this particular saw, the low screw is adjusted 1 1/4 turn out, and the high screw is adjusted at 1 3/4 turns out. And if you're having a lot of trouble starting your saw, they should always start at 1 1/2 turns out each. That's not including the idle speed screw, but that should start at 2 1/4 or 2 1/2 turns out. And what I adjusted it with was one of these special splined screwdrivers. I don't know if you can see that, but it has little splines in there, and that's for adjusting the screws. But these ones have slots in them, so you can also use just a regular flathead screwdriver like this. And I decided to use this just because it grips a little bit better and it doesn't fall off as easy, but you can also use anything. And make sure your muffler's not clogged up, because that can make it seem like it has a bad carb on it, but it really doesn't. And just make sure your muffler's cleaned out. And so if you have it, both of them set out at 1 1/2 turns, and it does start, basically turn the L screw until it idles its best, and then give it about a minute and make sure it will idle for a minute straight, and if it does, it should be good. And for the high screw, basically rev it as much as you can, and just give it full throttle and keep turning the screw until it runs its fastest, and then turn it an eighth of a turn in, which is clockwise, and your saw should be adjusted right. Another thing to check is the oil, and make sure there is bar and chain oil in there. Don't run it without it. It can mess up your bar and your chain and your sprocket also. And if it starts smoking, that is something to check, because if it's low on that, it really needs more. While you're running your chainsaw, if there's oil after you're done adjusting your saw and it runs right, then you can take it over to some wood and do a test coat with it. If it does good under a load, then it should be good to go. And then final test is just let it go for about a night. Come start it up in the morning. If it starts up great, then your saw should be fixed. If you're still having trouble, you can take apart the carburetor. If the diaphragms in there look bad, or if it's dirty, clean it out. And if the diaphragms look bad, you need to rebuild it with a diaphragm or a whole rebuild kit. And check the spark plug too. That could be dirty. Usually spark plugs don't cause it not to run, but they can. And it's just a lot of things. Bad gas could be it, fuel lines, anything. So yeah, basically that's it. But I'll start it up for you guys, and you can see how it runs, and see how yours is. Okay, it's pretty warm, so it shouldn't need any choke or anything. Sorry, I forgot to turn it on. Yeah, so that's the Poulan Wild Thing chainsaw that I have. It does pretty good for a little homeowner's chainsaw. And comment, rate, and subscribe on this video, and hit the like button down there if you like this video, and check out my other videos. if anyone needs any help, I'll be glad to try and help you. Just put in the comments what you have and what you need help with, or you can personal message me through YouTube and I will respond. I'll try and give you the best help I can and the best advice I can. So yeah, any questions, hit me up, and thanks for watching. Bye.